Hey there, welcome to our podcast, Woman of Entrepreneurships, and I hope that you will learn something from the host and the guest today. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, good morning.
Good evening, good afternoon.
Having you here is an amazing. I love this type of space that we can talk, we can express ourselves, we can connect with people around the world. And here today we have this precious that is bringing to us her experience here in the United States from Thailand, right? You were coming from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam,
Close,
Vietnam.
close.
Well, yes, this area is so pretty. I don't know yet. I didn't explore yet, but it's something that is in my agenda. So both that we are from different part of the world. I'm coming from Spain, and I landed here 4 years ago. And this space is for entrepreneurship careers. Doesn't matter what you do, it's how you made it, how you grow, how much challenge you face, right? We face as a entrepreneurship, and this is something that no one can escape. If you wanna start in another place, you need to understand that you need to be willing to grow mentally, spiritually, and physically, right?
Correct.
So that is the mission of this chat today, this meeting, you and me. So tell us more about you.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure being here, and just want to actually share a quick story. How did we met and why I'm here? So we met each other on the conference. It's like about money and investment. So that's why two people have the similar purpose that learn about money to grow financially. So we actually can help the other people. So that's how we met, and we was on the front row of the room. And I love her energy. And we have a chance to actually chat a little bit. And I was like, oh, I'm doing podcast. Me too. So how about I invite you here? So that's why I was so hyped to being here today, and share something that maybe help the other people out there who still kind of like lost or don't know what should they do or what can they do right now in order to achieve their goals in the future. So I just want to actually share with you my background a little bit. Well, I born and raised in Vietnam, and I lived there 21 years before coming to the state for education. So being here right now, I'm actually turning 30 in a few months, which is a little bit crazy. But at the same time, I'm really proud that it's like, okay, I will step into the age of maturity, and at the same time grow more in different level. And look at that 10 years of my life. It's been crazy and hectic here in the US, and I've been through so much that I hope that some people out there who somewhere right now in the state or even elsewhere in the world will actually resonate with my story. Well, first of all, I born and raised in a poor family, which is kind of low income in Vietnam, and I live in the ghetto neighborhood, which is people don't really care about education. I went to school, and I pretty much was a leader back in elementary from six years old up to high school. But then I got bullied. I got people try to hit me, and I got into two fights back in around 7th grade and 8th grade, because people try to abuse me. I don't know, for some reason, because maybe just the look, or I didn't really know. But I'm like, okay, if you want to fight, go for it. I'm here. But I still lose, but I still there. And it's just crazy to look back of the neighborhood I grew up. So that's the reason why I told my mom, it's like, why don't we move out from this area? But I think the financial issues and also different mindset, we just never move out from that. I told myself, like, I need to get out from this situation. At the same time, before becoming who I am today, let me share with you a little bit. I was a person who been through depressions pretty much my whole life. Depressions, also self-doubt, and a lot of like childhood trauma because where I came from, because of my family, and also PTSD. So technically, I was in the state of depressed from sixth sixth grade of until college or university because of my parents' relationship. The reason I'm sharing this because of that situations, it was blocking me to achieve and become who I am. I have a lot of self-doubt. I have a lot of like, insecurities and mental breakdown. I wasn't actually doing well back in my age. I always drive around the city and feel hopeless and meaningless about my life, even though I was doing great at school, but then I feel like, what is the heck of this life because of the lack of relationship and good parenting. My parents are good parents, but I mean like the relationship wasn't actually a good example for me to see that, okay, I'm proud of something. So because of those factors, financial issues, they struggling with money. My parents worked for a hotel or a company more than 10 years, and after that they got fired. So technically my family encountered with financial hardships, right? My parents moved from the city to the countryside, lived far away from us when I was 6 years old, or sixth grade to be honest. And my grandma raised me my whole life, so I was lack of love from them. And at the same time, as a kid, you're supposed to have like, okay, your parents should take you travel, should have like toys. We never have a vacation together because they work so much to pay for our stuff. So technically I was independent, or kindly like live and stepping out from like a real life and hustle when I was in sixth grade. And I've just been through it all. I feel like I don't have the life that the other kids, so I was kind of like sad about that, but I wasn't jealous, even though I knew that I wasn't. But I feel like that's why I'm a little bit insecure about my situations, right? So I promised myself that after I failed from business school, because educations in Asia, you have to pass a certain grade to go to university. So technically there are 3 subjects you have to take, and 30 is the highest score, 10 each subject. So
Right.
my grade was 13.5 per 30. I couldn't even get in a university, which is a degree business I want to pursue. And funny, I actually started my own or first clothing line business when I was 18. Because I failed from business school, but I'm like, what the heck are you? Why you started clothing line? Because I didn't have clothes to wear. I mean, I still have clothes, but it's like I don't have money to buy those things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start this so I can actually buy clothes, so I can wear it, take photos, and sell it. So that is where it's coming from.
That's beautiful. This is amazing. I can't stop listening to you. You are the example that the people of your generation would love to listen, especially from these, let's say, those countries that they don't belong to the materialist world or to the successful world, because this is what they are selling to you guys. We need to be realistic, right? But your resilience, those traumas brought to you a fire, and this fire that sometimes can appear because you say that you're still living with the post-traumatic syndrome, which is last kind of forever, but your soul saved you. You mentally grow. So all the circumstance that you saved your life, you were the person that saved your life, is a perfect example that we can co-create our reality. And no better than you can explain that. I didn't have this, let's say, circumstance. I had other circumstances, But I would say that the 90% of the population on Earth will say, I have trauma from my childhood. Even having perfect parents, even having meal on the table, even having the best school or the best clothes. So the point is take to judge how was your reality, how level you being, right? Fighting or yes, overcoming from these obstacles that there were only two options: or you die or you grow, and you decide to grow. So many people decide the other side, and you decide to grow. I love the power of women that they decided to grow beside the circumstance, beside that you cannot see, you are blind, and then you just say keep going. So I believe also that you didn't mention your faith. What about your spirituality and your faith? Who took you and say, no, you are going to be a winner, you are going to get out of here, you are going to succeed? Well, how this voice inside you appear? Do you remember when that happened? Because it's a intuition that talks very loud, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody has this. Everybody has this intuition, and this intuition talks when you are willing to listen. So from where is coming this voice? From where? From the religion, from your spirit, from your inner power, from where?
Well, I believe my religion in Vietnam and still now, I haven't been to the church, but I am Catholic. So technically, my grandma always, bring me to church, and we live actually in front of my house was this mini church. So we go there all the time, and I feel like faith. But I don't know, I just feel like I just wasn't belong there, and in my inner self, like I can do something better. Even though I was struggling from those situations, but I feel like I need to get out in order to help myself and help my family to escape from that situations. And I don't want anything to repeat to myself and my family in the future because of these situations. Even though it was really struggling for me to like have those thoughts and depressions, and it's like really to the point I was like really hated my life. But then I think because of the spirituality, and I believe in the fact of grow and change, that if I wasn't come from a rich family, then I will be that rich person who changed my family. So I always believe in myself, and I'm like, even though I wasn't have the money, but I always believe in myself that I can change that. So I think that's the reason why that it's dragged me out of the old situations.
This question is very interesting because you know what? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how big is your house or how ugly or how beautiful, whatever. There are something that save us, and this thing it lives in everybody. And when awake in your soul and put this fire, it's a transition from before and after. So the click that I'm talking is the click that also changed my life. But you have to done. You have to be done. You have to be tired to be tired. You have to be in certain way. It calls burnout. You burn out about your life. You burn out about your reality. You didn't want to see this anymore.
Yeah.
And this power, it says, okay, she's ready for the next level. And that's why when everything happens, and miracles can happen, right? So talking about, that's beautiful because this is a raw conversation. You and me, we barely talk and we barely know each other, but I believe the energy, the matching energy, you have a very powerful energy beside the beauty that you represent. And that's connect with me. I connect with these people. This doesn't matter male, female, but being a female representing with your own age, 30 years old, this overcoming, I believe that you bring a hope in this dying world, that we have everything and we don't have nothing. So, so your intuition saved your life, your spirituality saved your life. And what was the next step? You say, okay, I want to change my life. What was this next brick that you say, here's the next right thing? Because you are pretty smart. You have to have the resilience enough to overcome, and this is bring to you the awareness and the smartness. It's like you grow, your brain grow, and then from there you take another decision that can change and break the pattern. Remember that when we coming from patterns, we just repeat the patterns because we are loyal to our pattern. So how you could get out of this pattern and then say, okay, this is the next right thing that I'm going to do, and why US?
So I think I do like the fact you mentioned about you have to be really tired of something and you want to like, okay, I'm done. I think that's the point that it was in my life that I'm like, I hate this shit. I hate it's like how my life was like that. It's supposed to be better. So I told myself, it's just done. Like I gotta leave Vietnam to move somewhere else. Because if my parents cannot leave that neighborhood, I have to be the person who leave my family to get out of that toxic relationship of my parents. I was the person who really easily get angry. I can actually fight with my sister with throwing a knife. And I think because of the environment I live in, like the neighborhood was really aggressive, bully, and they're not a lovable neighborhood. So I don't want to live there. And I can see myself, I'm not that type of person who aggressive. And I always consider myself smart. I'm like, then why I have to live here? So the reason I chose the state, which is the US, because I do have a family, my aunt's family from the Bay Area. And the fact that they always go back to, Vietnam every year and always bring me a cassette movie from Disney Channel, all the Disney movies, characters. And then I just ingrained in my mind when I was little, I want to move there. And my cousin, she always told me about how the US great, blah blah blah. And then people in Vietnam, they always think the US is the best. And I don't know different country. I did not have ability or the opportunity to travel to different country like Europe or anywhere rich in Asia because I didn't have money. So I was like, okay, if I make this jump, it will gotta be one of the best country in the world. I don't want anything less. So that's the reason why I chose the US. But the first year I applied for school here, I failed epically. I failed from the interview process because I didn't know. I just want to leave, but I did not have the knowledge to do research because I didn't go to school. I mean, I went to school, but I wasn't good in school. My GPA was 2.8 before. So you can see I always skip school all the times, but then the second time I'm like, okay, I fail I did not put an effort to do research here. So I reapplied with another program from a part of my university for exchange students. So that's the reason why I was took me almost around 2 years to actually finish that process, but it took longer than that because I'm like, I don't have money. How can I go to the country is super expensive. But then, I found a way, which is I sold myself to my mom. Even though she didn't have money when she started a business for her own, I told my mom, I would like to leave and go to US to study. Can you invest on me? Can you borrow money from the bank so I can actually go to the state to study and I will pay you back? I promise that. And she actually, she paid for me for the first visa process. I failed and she's still pissed about it because it was $700 and $700 is a big thing over there. People only make around $50 salary from 1 month in Vietnam, so I was like, let me do it again. But this time,
Let me try.
Yeah, let me try it again because this time, because I had the clothing business already, so I used that money to reapply for my process. And I did everything by myself. I learned, I talked to so many people, and then, yeah, so technically I still owe my mom money, but I did pay it back to her. So that's how my story came in, and I was able to move here or came here on the first year in the state to study for like an exchange student.
So let's recap. Dreaming through those objects or merchandising that your cousin brought to you. First step is dreaming. When we dream and when we fly with our imagination, we create the world that we want to be. First of all, this. Second, focus. You focus so bad that even failing, you have the purpose. So focus and having the purpose is the second step. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't make it. And even your family didn't have money, you say, no, I can't, even mom, even you cannot see. I can see, I feel, but promise, the next one is not going to fail. So, dreaming, focus, and vision. Vision and ambition, of course, because you want it so bad to get out of there. And those combination, 1, 2, 3, 4, even not having money, change your life. And you can become from very poor financial way family to a multimillionaire person or family, right? And how we can do that? Just comprehending that we don't have limits, that you don't have to listen the outside. Yeah, that if you have a vision, respect your vision, respect your dream, respect and focus. So why this, let's say, comparing with this society that they have everything pretty easy, is a failure society because they don't have to fight. They don't have to have any vision. It's already there. Hey mom, I want an iPhone. Hey dad, I want a camera. Hey, I want a drone. Hey. So they don't have to fight. So you as a life coach, or I don't know, you have a lot of work to do. And me as a wellness coach, it happened the same with my students. Even they are in other ages, but this is people that in some point burn out and they don't know how to get out of there, and they need the power of someone, right? You are coming with your resilience. You can help people through your resilience, and I can help people through my resilience. Otherwise, you couldn't understand your patient. You cannot understand and connect with the people, right? So I love the dreaming, the focus, the vision, and the ambition that you have, and that you have to maintain. And how is about, okay, you got it, you make an extraordinary effort just to be sitting in front of me, you and me together. We make an extraordinary effort to be here with another awareness, with an extra wisdom, with the vision more clear and more powerful, right? Even be willing to improvise, right? But you have a vision. You have a vision to become one of the best entrepreneurs in Los Angeles, for example, one of the best life coach in Los Angeles, or maybe buy a house, or maybe because you and me and we meet together in a financial tax-free event to make money. So with this mindset, how you are going to apply for the next level of your life, and for your next 30 years old, because when you start your 30s, from 30s to 40s, it's going like a torpedo, like a rocket. How you are going to make it? In which position you are? How do you feel?
I think
What are your goals?
I think I really like your observations to point out those things, but the one last thing I want to add on that, it's one of the most important things too. We have a dream, we have a visions for ourselves, for our business, for anything, but without executions, we cannot actually make those goals or visions become true. And people have so many dreams. I want to dream to be rich, but they do not put an effort to make that actions become reality. It will not possible, because I have so many people, even myself, I'm like, okay, I want to start my business, but then what I am doing in order to achieve those goals. Some people just actually talk about it all the time. I have this vision for myself, I have this dream to go there, but why are you still there? You know, and then because you don't take an actions to move forward, and because of lack of executions or the process plan out how to achieve your goals, they got stuck in the same situations. They're not moving forward. And I think it's never actually happened to me, because I don't know, it might happen, but I cannot recognize. But I always like, how can I get there? So I always analyze. It's called reserve engineer. So when I have the vision for myself, I'm like, okay, how can I get there? If I'm broke, how can I become rich? So I actually map out what's the step I should do in order to get there. So that is one thing I want to emphasize, to point out for even myself. That's the most important part in my situations, because I'm just keep saying it's never happened. But what was your questions again regarding to moving to the next step?
So including the execution, of course, you make the bridge, you make the trail for keep going the train. You are the train, and you have to still building the track, right?
Yeah.
And I love that, the action. And the action, sometimes actions take risk. And sometimes risk is so fear. You feel panic. And I made the question that what is your next goal since you are becoming and you are ambitious about your talent, because you know who you are, you recognize your talent, you recognize your skills. And what is your goal? And also something that everybody going through and sometimes is very silent, how you detect your fears. Because everybody sabotages themselves. We sabotage themselves easy, right? With procrastination. With, oh, today I'm not going to do today. Instead to say the other one. What is your resources? This is two questions. So you can start for fears, and you can start and later on with your goals.
Yeah. So I think I do like the facts of the fear question, because I think this is actually blocked around 90% of people. I don't have a database on that, I just want to say, because most people I know and I talk to, fears actually always come first in their mind, even though they haven't tried. I'm like, you know, they always say, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it. I was asking them, like, if you haven't tried, how do you know you cannot do it? The fears always come first, and then it's already blocked everything. But I just want to admit it, I'm not a perfect person. I do have fears. I have a lot of fears before coming here. My English wasn't good. You know, I never went to English school. I hate English to the point because I don't have money. But I have to overcome that. And how I did overcome the English fear, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm not good at the other kids. I don't have money to go to like super fancy school for English. Then I'm not able to actually speak to people, right? So my fear is public speaking, and also like my broken English before. So I'm like, okay, I don't have money for this. How about I go out somewhere else to actually practice English that I can affordable, which is free resources, right? Vietnam or different country in the world is a lot of tourists. So by actually overcome that fear is coming out, oh, I don't have money to actually really good with English. Then I was like, okay, then I will go to speak with tourists. You know, they're not my professor. I'm not gonna pay for anything. So like, you know, it's free resources for me to practice English. So I'm gonna go speak to them in others. Like, even though I'm really afraid, but I'm like, you know, I gotta do this. And if I wanna achieve that, I gotta actually close that mind of being feared. Then the second one, fear for me I had is like lack of confidence. I have a fear of like, oh, I'm not rich like the other kids. I'm not in their level. So my fear was like, I'm not even sure if they want to hang out with me. So I have to manipulate my mind by, okay, even though if they have that, but those resources or whatever circumstances that I have is because of their parents. Then if I'm a solo person that don't have parents, I'm actually better than them, because they have the whole team, but I'm by myself. So I always actually manipulate my brand by telling myself that, hey, you have this, but they don't have that. So I list out everything that what is in my situation to actually help my brand think like, okay, maybe you think that way, but this is the reality, right? So when I do that comparisons in the same level, it's actually helped me to, I'm like, oh, actually I'm doing pretty good. That's actually helped me overcome my fears and anything in life. And that actually a practical skill that everybody can do, right? So in order for me to overcome, I always have to put a lot of self-talk, positive self-talk. Hey, you can do this, and or just try. Like if you fail, try it again until you actually fake it until you make it. So, and then for me, in order
I love this. Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Guys, fake it till you make it. Do you want to become a fashion designer? Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Do you want to become a hairdresser? Go and get it.
Yeah.
So I love it because it works.
Yes.
It works. Don't listen that one. Oh, you are too much. Oh, yes, I am. Because you want to be there.
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorites. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I think that's help people. So what is the reason for us to be fear? Because of course, if we're not an expert or never done it before, of course we're gonna have some fear because we're afraid to fail, right? For instance, if you going to taking an exam, final exam, and you never actually study, you skip and go to clubs or like hang out every day, you never study, you're gonna fail. Of course you will have that fear in yourself. But then when you actually, okay, you have a final coming up in the end of the month, and you like, by not going to face that fears, you're gonna study. And study like one time, you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pass it, and then you study it until you actually memorize everything. The same thing with the other one. So when you step into the final exam, you're like, I'm confident about this, So that actually, we have to create an actionable steps in order to reach and ignore that fear, because fear is coming from lack of resources, lack of practice, and also lack of self-talk. So for me right now, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I can say I'm not sure I make that money, but I will try my best. And so that is actually something. So resources, I read a lot of self-growth book, and a lot of I hang out with people who have positive mind, right? That they've been there, done that. So actually I can ask them, how can I achieve certain things? But I don't have much friends because I haven't seen people in my circle, or I know or I met here in Los Angeles have that. So I try to distance myself, so I actually can use the time wisely to listen to something or going to conferences or anywhere that I say like, okay, those are the group of people that I want to hang out with. So that's why we met. So those things help me to overcome my fear. I'm like, oh shit, I don't even know if I make money, or I don't even know if I achieve my financial goal for my business or even myself, but I always in the mindset of finding the way. And really to the point of future goals, because I think this is really something that from my own perspective, I'm really a goal setter and goal like getter, right? So I always create goals after goals after goals, and everybody, actually not only myself, even yourself, we ambitious, and even normal people, they always have a goals. But then the thing is, after achieve one goal, we create another one, and we create another one. But then if we achieve those goals, we keep going. But then when we don't achieve those goals, we actually become sad. we blame on ourselves. We blame on our situations, and I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. And it's like a negative mindset that help make yourself become not motivated. So before, this is the real example. So I was in the honor society and running, it's like a three honor leaders of three honor society in organization back in school. So I always have goals for myself. But when I did not achieve those goals, I was so sad. I so sad, but then I neglect of forgetting everything that I achieved for the other things. And I was in bed for like months. I'm like, I was so pissed on myself, and I blame situations. But the thing is, for those goals, we can create it. When we not achieve the deadlines, we can actually organize it again and add a new deadlines so we can achieve it. But then later, when I actually attend, it's like a life coach training. When the life coach asked me these questions, what are the reasons for you to try to achieve those goals? When they asked that, I answer. And what is the feeling when you achieve those goals, right? So I'm like, I'm trying to achieve those goals because I want to feel that I accomplished something. But then the feeling that I want to achieve those goals because I want to feel happy. For instance, it's like if I reach $10,000 for income for monthly, I'm happy to achieve that, right? So, and she said most people actually forgot about the feeling that they achieved something, and they just neglect because of neglect of our own feeling. We just keep moving forward without gratitude. We always have to be gratitude and think about our feeling. Why are we doing the thing we're doing? Because we feel happiness, we feel fulfilled, or anything. And because of that small feeling, it's helped us to achieve our goals better. Even though if we don't achieve that, we can rearrange and create a new one, right? So that is something that I have to recognize.
You got it. You got it. Oh my! I was like taking notes. I was taking notes. And she said suddenly, "Yeah." When I jumped into the life coach, I understood that even if you don't achieve your goal, you can split the goal. You can negotiate with the goal. You can you connect with your purpose. The goal is not the medal, is the purpose. And this is the most important of our conversation. So why people in general, or why people like you and me, they don't achieve, they don't even make the first step because the fears. They rather be in their position that they already know, the comfort zone. Doesn't matter if the comfort zone is good or bad. I mean, when you don't grow, it's like putting the plant in a pot and the roots are going out like random, like creepy, and the plant is still in the pot. But you say something that connects with me too. It doesn't matter how big is the fear, you go there, fake it till you make it. It doesn't matter that you don't have the money because you co-create your reality. It doesn't matter that you are by yourself because you are a solitary wolf, that you are able to show up in a seminar, 300 people, she's there. So all these circumstances that you have has created this personality. And the most important thing that I admire of you right now is you say that you understood that even not having yet this goal is not going to come the upset. You say with other words, but you understood like, okay, it's my purpose, I'm connected with the purpose, this is part of the where I'm going. And exactly, your coach say, hey, what is the fuel that you are making and making and making and making? Because that's where so many people get lost. They don't stop making. The money becomes so like drug addict, money addict. the goals become so goals addict. They just want to achieve, but they don't enjoy. They achieve the best car, nothing. They achieve the best house, an admirable house. Okay. What about the gratitude? You don't value again your thing? You don't remember from where are you coming? From where you start? So we forget this point. And how to avoid don't forget this point? What is this? What is the next element? Silent and time with yourself. So do you do meditations? Do you do mindfulness? What do you do? Bring it to us those things.
So I haven't done it in few years, but before when I was reading books like at least 30 minutes a day. So those books actually, help me a lot by waking up. When I'm waking up, right, I always practice. It's like at least 5 minutes or 2 minutes gratitude exercise. I'm like, thank you, it depends on your religious. Thank you, God, for giving me this. Thank you for my situation before that actually helped me moving forward because of those. So yeah, I do practice gratitude lessons or spend at least 2 or 3 minutes every day or when I wake up, because that is the way energy, your energy actually like hits when you wake up. I do not open social media. I try to wake up and then shower. I do cold shower like before, not now, but when I was in 2017, that helped me a lot. That I was like a crazy master. It's like a monster. I just only sleep three hours a day, but I do full-time school. I run 3 organizations. I work 2 jobs, and I only sleep 3 hours, but I still like maximize my day because of this. So I wake up 5 a.m. I jump into do cold shower, and the cold shower wake me up. Even though it's like for the first time we're afraid it's gonna be too cold, but it's like you gotta jump in. So that actually like make me wake up, and then when I go out, I practice gratitude. I say like a positive thing, affirmation to myself, and also look at my goals, daily goal, because before I go to sleep, I have to actually write down what do I need to do for the next day. And then on the morning, I was like, look at, okay, what do I need to do today? And from there, it was just like help me to really max out my day. And also I have to maintain workout at least half an hour a day, but I have a to-do list. I have to achieve, I like a checker every to-do list. And when I achieve that, I feel good. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And also I practice, acknowledge my feelings, right? I'm like, and then I always think about the past. I'm like, oh, I was this person, but I'm here right now. I'm really proud of myself. So that's another thing is self-talk. And yeah, I just like disconnect with social media. I don't do social media for like 3 years straight. I just got back to it, but because for work, but then those things, and then books, exercise, associate with people who really like there for you, supportive, positive, and also lovable, and also attend different conferences or Zoom seminars that a lot of self-talk, self-growth, and I think those help me quite a bit. And sometimes I do solo travel or hiking, so I actually can let myself relax a little bit after like a long week of work, so I can recharge. And then also I put on my calendar at least self-care, yoga, meditation. So I did a lot of yoga before too, to actually shut my mind out of like the reality for at least 15 minutes.
I love our conversation. I can be here with you hours and hours and hours.
How about you?
Oh, yeah, well, we can talk about me next time.
Okay.
And in that way, we dedicate the full energy. And, it's supposed that I had to talk to, but I believe that your story, they have so much details that others can take note that it's so worth it to just have this space, 45 minutes, 1 hour, just talking about your journey. It's not only about you are putting out an example. Hey, you can make that way. You have to be tired about being tired. You have to be in certain point of mind that you don't want to be there. Or I die or I jump. And you decided to jump. And I connected with you from there. So you say, be away, just to make a short message, be away from social media. This is one of the mindfulness and be connected with yourself. Meditation through hiking, which is true. When we are inside and when we are hiking, when we are just in the environment of the nature, connecting our sense with the nature, we are already meditating. The stage of mind is totally different. Maybe your thoughts are random, but as more you walk, they slow down. And that's why the exercise.
Yeah.
The exercise that you do 30 minutes a day, it helps a lot to maintain this mindset. So you are like an athlete of high level, like Olympic game girl, but in the way of entrepreneurship. And this is we have to be ready. We have to be ready in the mindset, physically, spiritually, and educational. So even not having person around you, going around this person. There are a sentence in Spain, that phrase in Spain that say, if Mahoma doesn't go to the mountain going to Mahoma. So if this thing doesn't come to me, I'm going to. If they don't come to me, I'm going to them. So you always take action. So this is already a successful personality. And this fire, this education, we can, how can I say, it is so contagious. It's so contagious. That's why that people that
Contagious?
Like you and contagious. That's why that people like you and me, we have to talk all the time. There are more people like you and me, but other people they have to listen because it's contagious already the energy. So quick, short, a questionnaire that I have here for you.
I think I want to add on before you say something that helped for that too. It's stop comparisons. You have your own timeline, and you should not compare yourself to anyone who have a better situations. And also you have your own timeline. Just get advantage of it, and then stop seeking for validations and like from the other people. Like you have to show them like you have this. Nobody care about you and your money than yourself. So by actually avoiding that, it's actually pushing out those people who just actually only want to use your money and time for their own benefits. So that is actually something that I want to add on before you moving forward.
Nice. So really quick, just for our audience, let meet you better, know you better. I'm going to make short questions and you just choose, okay? Small groups or big groups to make friends?
In what situations? But I always prefer small group of people to make friends.
Long group of people?
No, small.
Oh, it's small.
Yeah.
Extroverted or introverted?
Is that about me? I was an introvert, but I sometimes depends on the person who I feel like I can help them something. I tend to be extrovert, but conclusion, I'm kind of ambivert. It's kind of between.
So when you project in others, you are extroverted, but in the base, you are introverted.
Yeah, so I can be ambivert, which is when I'm in the group of people who I can learn something that they really high energy, that they better than me. I'm 10 more introvert, so I can listen, right? So I can observe what can I learn from them. But then when I'm in the group of people who actually try to get some help, that they kind of like get lost, I tend to become extrovert so I can give them guidance. Hey, I know what to do. I know this is the dark room and I know exactly how. Then I become extrovert so I can actually lead them the way. And then sometimes I can be between. So ambivert, so that's the reason why I said ambivert is I can be both.
Right. Oh, nice. So you blend. You are water. You are water. You can keep in this shot or in this glass. Nice.
I'm a Cancer, so I think I'm a water side.
Yes, you are. I can see you in me. I'm a water too, so I can keep in a shot or in a box.
Yeah.
So organized. How you consider yourself? Organized or disorganized?
Oh, I'm really the organized person. I hate disorganized stuff. I am an event planner, so I'm organized.
Coffee and tea.
Both.
Or tea.
Both.
No, you have to pick one. I have coffee or tea. Tea, though.
Tea, cause I do like boba tea, so tea.
Tea. I love tea too. Running or yoga?
Yoga.
Okay. Perfume or best face cream?
Perfume. I like to smell good.
Faith will figure it out later. And from the last one, okay, well, leadership or follower? Everyone counts from that.
Leadership.
Leadership. Love our conversation. I want to talk with you, of course, next time. And we can dive more since you open your heart so easy. It's so easy to connect with you because you don't care. You know who you are, and you have your truth. And with your truth, you go to conquist the world. So this is the spirit that I love to be around myself. That is the connection that I have. I only, and I say only, connect with people that we can dive into the conversation, we can go in deep, and superficial things, I say one day to God, please put me away these people that only talk about superficial things. I don't want them around. I don't need these people. Thank you. And listen, the universe listened to me. So thank you one more time. See you soon. Big hug for you and have a blessed day.
Thank you, same to you, and thanks again for giving me this opportunity to share about my story and inspire people out there if they need it. And thank you for your time as well. And I hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching our podcast, and please don't forget to subscribe and support our channel. I will make sure to attach those books on my description.